Hello guys and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This video will be pretty unusual because I will be listening to your audio messages and giving you feedback. A couple of days ago I shared this story with you guys asking you to send me an audio message on Instagram, a very short like a 60-second audio message answering this question. Why are you learning English? And today I want to react to your audio recordings and give you feedback. The first person I want to react to is Alma because she is my Spanish teacher and she's originally from Mexico and now I live in Mexico City as well.
Hi Veronica, answering your question, why am I learning English? The short answer is because I live in Canada. My longer answer is because I'm in love with languages. I want to expand my horizons. I love to learn, so that's why I'm learning English.
Okay, thank you Alma so much. First of all, your English is incredible. So as you guys have heard, Alma's short answer is because she lives in Canada. And obviously, if you live in Canada, you need English. But when she was giving a long answer, she struggled a little bit with the word horizons. She wanted to expand her horizons. Now guys, let's move to our second person. Her name is Nurhan and she has been sending me messages on Instagram, replying to my stories for a very long time. So now let's check her pronunciation in English.
Most important reason for me to learn English is to be able to communicate with foreign people and discover new cultures. And since English is now a universal language, knowing English in most subjects is a great advantage. Also, after learning English, I can watch foreign songs and movies without subtitles, which is very enjoyable.
Okay, first of all, Nurhan, I think your English is very good. And also, guys, I think a lot of you have noticed that her speed is pretty good too. Even though I always tell you guys that you shouldn't worry about speaking too fast in English because sometimes you might sound like a robot a little bit when you're trying to speak too fast. The most important thing is not how fast you speak. The most important thing is your intonation. Talking about her pronunciation though, I think it was very good, but if I would give her some tips, first of all, working on your intonation, Nurhan. So you can try to speak a little bit more slowly because there is no need to rush, there's no need to try to speak super fast. And the second thing I want to point your attention to is the word universal, because I think Nurhan said English is a universal language. So the way we pronounce the word universal, make sure you really pronounce this y sound. English is a universal language. And guys, if you want to watch more videos on improving your accent, pronunciation, on connected speech, on the American accent in particular, make sure to check out this playlist because I have saved a lot of videos there where I teach you the American accent in English. And guys, before we move on to our next student who has a very good pronunciation in English, I would like to tell you about Busuu, which is a language learning platform. Busuu connects over 120 million users across the world. And being a language learner myself, Busuu really helps me structure my studying because I think a lot of you guys don't really know where to start and how to start learning a foreign language. And Busuu will definitely help you here. There are two premium features in Busuu that I absolutely love. The first one is called the personalized study plan. It can help you stay motivated and achieve more than you thought was possible because it breaks the language down into chunks, reminds you when to study, and lets you set realistic goals. And the second premium feature that I'm absolutely in love with is learning English with a community of native speakers. Busuu connects you with other language learners through Busuu community, so you can exchange pronunciation and grammar tips and get exercises corrected by native speakers. Kind of like what I'm doing in this video by assessing your pronunciation and giving you tips. And what is even better is that right now you can try the Busuu Premium for free for a whole week just by clicking the link in the description. Okay, moving on to Lily. Lily is also one of my students. She participated in my speaking course. And guys, if you're interested in my speaking course, all the links will be in the description.
Hey Veronica, I've been learning English since I started primary school, but I can say that in those years I resented it so much. Also for pleasure to be able to communicate with people from all over the globe and to develop my thinking.
Yeah, thank you, Lily, so much. Guys, you have amazing pronunciation in English. If I had to correct something, I would say that I would recommend Lily to work on the word communicate. Because if I'm not mistaken, she put the stress on communicate with someone. Even though generally we say this word as communicate, the stress is on the second syllable. Also, when she said the word thinking, she pronounced the G at the end. She said something like thinking. So these three last letters, ing, they form this nasal ng sound. You basically lift your tongue. Imagine this is my tongue and this is the back of my tongue. And the back of my tongue touches the roof of my mouth. So here's a photo for you guys to take a look how it should look like. The same thing for a lot of different words like tongue or think. Even this NK sound will be again this nasal ng sound. Moving on, let's now listen to Zaira. She also wanted to join the speaking club with me, and she has sent me a couple of messages, including her voice recording, so I'm very curious to check her pronunciation.
Hi, Veronica. Well, actually, let me tell you that I feel like I was forced to learn English because I work at a call center, but it was an Spanish account, but that account closed and they moved us to an English account, so I had to speak English. I know that I knew like the very basic stuff, but with time, I started to improve.
Perfect, Sarah. So her situation is a little bit interesting, yeah, guys, because she worked at a call center and then she had to speak English. As she put it, she was forced to learn English, to improve her English because of her job. Let's take a look at her pronunciation. So, Zara, I think you have an amazing pronunciation in English. Guys, you all have amazing pronunciation in English. But there is one word that I've noticed that Zara says in a unique way, and I have noticed that this is how a lot of people in Mexico or other Latin American countries pronounce this word. And I'm talking about the word very. So she said something more like berry, which is a completely different word, right? For example, we have blueberries, strawberries, and all of the other berries we have. But when you want to say very, like very nice, you have to make sure that you're biting your lower lip. I'm gonna come closer to you guys. So basically what you do is you do this, v. So at first when you're trying to practice this word, do it like too much. Like obviously when people say very nice, they don't say very nice. But at the beginning, try to make sure that you're really biting your lower lip. This is very important because when you say berry, b, see how my lips move? They kind of do this like b, b. I'm not biting anything. I'm not biting my lower or my upper lip. It's just b. I'm kind of like releasing air. Congrats, Zaira, you have an amazing pronunciation in English, but now let's move on to Christian.
Here's my pronunciation, even though that I am a English native speaker. I hope I get a good grade. I hope I don't fail this class. I don't know, is my pronunciation good? I've been speaking English all my life.
Christian is a native English speaker. Obviously, if you're a native English speaker, your pronunciation is good. Let's move on to someone else, guys, shall we? Christian, we really appreciate it. It's really funny. And yes, you do get a good grade because your English is perfect as a native speaker. Okay, let's move on to Roman because I know for sure Roman is not a native English speaker because he is one of my students from my book club, actually.
Hey, Veronica, thank you for this amazing opportunity to get a feedback from you on my English language pronunciation. I think it's a great idea and I will be more than happy to share with you my thoughts on why do I learn English and why do I think it's important to get better and better speaking English all the time.
Okay, thank you, Roman, so much. Guys, first of all, I think Roman has a very good level of fluency in English because even though he's speaking fast, his intonation is extremely beautiful. But I have noticed that when he said the word happy, it sounded kind of more like happy. Like if instead of A, we had the letter E. And this is something that I think a lot of people struggle with. For example, the word pat, like pat someone on the back, versus the word pet. Like for example, I have two pets. I have a cat and a dog. As you can see, let me come closer again. As you can see, my lips are barely moving when I say pet. I'm kind of like exhaling air and that's it. However, if I want to say the word pat, like pat someone on the back, as you can see, I'm really opening my mouth. And again, at the very beginning, there's nothing wrong with exaggerating things, with exaggerating sounds. And now guys, let's move on to our final student. Her name is Genesis, and I think she's from Mexico. Let me check again.
Hi, Veronica. My name is Genesis. I'm 22. I'm Mexican. And I've been studying English since, I don't know, maybe for almost 4 years. And nowadays I'm getting ready for, in order to take an English exam.
So let's talk about her pronunciation. First of all, Genesis, congrats. I think you have a very good pronunciation in English. However, I'd like to point out two things. The first thing is how Genesis pronounced the word English. The first sound is more like E, like in the word meat, for example, ing, and then we say glish, English. The second sound is just like in the word sit, when you sit down at the table. The second part is very important because a lot of people say English instead of English. So to make this lish sound, you really have to relax your mouth again. My mouth is barely moving. Lish. However, if I want to say the word leash, for example, if you have a dog, you might walk your dog on a leash. As you can see, I'm smiling, right? My lips are very tense. If you want me to make more videos reacting to your pronunciation, giving you tips on how to improve it, make sure to follow me here on YouTube and make sure to follow me on Instagram as well. Also guys, if you want to study English in a structured way, make sure to check out Busuu and try learning English on their platform for free for a whole week. If you want to watch a video about how I lost my fear of speaking English, make sure to click right here. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!